You know, people keep saying technology is progress, right? Like every time there's a new gadget, a new app, a new update, we're supposed to clap like trained seals and say, wow, look how far we've come. But if you really think about it, all that progress did was make us miserable faster. We used to wait for things. We used to earn our satisfaction. There was a rhythm to life, a patience built into everything. Now everything's instant, and somehow we're angrier, lonelier, and more tired than ever. It's like technology didn't make life better, it just put our misery on turbo mode. You remember waiting for a letter? Probably not, because now a message can travel around the planet in a second. You can send your thoughts to someone halfway across the world instantly, and yet, the moment they don't reply in 3 minutes, you start spiraling. Did they read it? Did I say something wrong? Why are they ignoring me? You used to wait a week for a response and feel fine. Now, 3 minutes feels like heartbreak. Technology didn't just make communication faster, it made insecurity faster, it gave anxiety a Wi-Fi connection. We call it progress because it's shiny, because it's got lights, notifications, and fancy new icons. But the truth is, all these upgrades are just new ways to package the same emptiness. We didn't fix boredom, we just digitized it. You can scroll for hours and still you'll end up in that same hollow space where your brain whispers, none of this matters. And you'll ignore it because there's always one more reel, one more ad pretending to make you feel something. We're not progressing, we're just running on a treadmill that goes nowhere, but hey, now it's got Bluetooth. And look, I'm not saying old life was better. It was slower, sure, it had its own mess, but at least when something went wrong it stayed small. You burned your toast, you got mad, you moved on. Now your toaster's connected to the cloud, sends you a notification about your failure, and your smart fridge recommends therapy podcasts. We've managed to take the smallest frustrations and turn them into global data events. That's not progress, that's chaos with better graphics. We think we've evolved, but really, we just found new ways to feel important. We don't solve problems anymore, we update them. Every app tells you it'll make life easier, but what it really does is make you depend on it. And the moment it glitches, you lose your mind. You ever see someone lose signal for 5 seconds? They act like civilization collapsed. Their whole being freezes like their purpose vanished. 5 seconds. That's all it takes now to feel hopeless. Technology didn't evolve our patience. It murdered it and buried it under a pile of push notifications. It's wild how every invention that was supposed to connect us made us more alone. You can text, call, video chat, react, comment, and still feel completely isolated. Because the faster we made connection, the cheaper it got. When something's instant, it loses weight. When effort disappears, meaning disappears too. You used to have to walk to someone's house to talk. You had to look them in the eye. Now, a heart emoji counts as affection. We replaced effort with efficiency and called it evolution. And that's the thing, technology keeps pretending to fix our lives, but it's really just speeding up how fast we can ruin them. You used to have time to think before you did something stupid. Now you can destroy your reputation with one tweet and a typo. You used to reflect, calm down, maybe sleep on it. Now you hit send and it's forever. Technology gave us power we weren't emotionally ready for. We got faster before we got wiser, and now we're just sprinting into walls, proudly calling it innovation. Every new device promises peace, but all it does is demand attention. You buy the latest phone, and within a week it's already begging you to update it. You get a notification that says your device needs attention, and suddenly you're serving the thing you bought. We've created machines that guilt trip us. Think about that. We invented something to make life easier, and now we feel bad when we don't please it. Who's really in control anymore? It's like we're in a toxic relationship with progress. We know it's bad for us, but we keep coming back because it feels good for a second. You scroll, you laugh, you feel connected, and then boom, you're drained, anxious, and wondering why you wasted another night staring at glowing rectangles. The illusion of progress is addictive. It keeps telling you just one more app, one more upgrade, one more notification. Then you'll feel better, but you never do. You just get faster at pretending everything's fine. And we call that normal. We accept that as life now. We're proud of how efficient we are at suffering. We multitask our emotions, compress our experiences, and call it productivity. Technology gave us speed, but it stole our depth. We don't feel moments anymore. We scroll through them. We don't live days. We archive them. And yet, every time something new drops, we rush to worship it, as if it's the missing piece that'll finally make us whole. Spoiler, it won't. What's funny and kind of sad is that even when technology messes up, we defend it. Our phone freezes, our app crashes, and instead of being mad, we apologize to the machine. Oh, it's okay, it's just old. We talk about it like it's a pet. We treat it better than we treat ourselves. That's how deep the illusion goes. We've convinced ourselves we can't live without the very thing that's draining the life out of us. Progress isn't bad. It's just misunderstood. The problem isn't the speed, it's what we're speeding toward. We've got cars that drive themselves, but people who can't sit with themselves. We've got instant communication, but no real connection. We've got a universe of information, but no idea what to do with it. The faster life gets, the less we seem to feel. Technology isn't making us better. It's just giving us new ways to avoid who we really are. And maybe that's the truth we're afraid to face. Because if everything slows down, if the screens go dark, we might have to meet ourselves again. And that's terrifying. So we keep pressing buttons, keep downloading distractions, keep calling it progress. But deep down, we know. We know that somewhere along the line, we stopped improving our lives and started accelerating our emptiness. And that's the irony of it all. We built the fastest tools in history just to find more efficient ways to feel lost. You ever notice how convenience has become this god we all worship? Everything's built around it now. Every ad, every gadget, every app. They all whisper the same promise: we'll make your life easier. But somewhere along the way, easier turned into you don't have to do anything at all. And now we're sitting in the middle of this ultra-efficient, hyper-connected world where everything's one click away, and somehow we've forgotten how to live without clicking something. Convenience didn't free us. It made us helpless with better lighting. We used to do things like actually do them. You wanted to eat, you cooked. You wanted to listen to music, you put effort into it, chose the record, placed the needle, maybe even adjusted the speakers. Now, we mumble at a smart device and food appears, music plays, lights change, and somehow we're still annoyed. We've turned into people who get angry when the microwave takes too long. Think about that. We used to hunt for food. Now we sigh when the popcorn timer says 1 more minute. Technology made things easier, sure, but it also made us weaker, lazier, and a lot more entitled about how fast the universe should serve us. We keep inventing machines to do the things we're perfectly capable of doing ourselves, and then we act shocked when we forget how to do them. We've got self-driving cars now, and people are proud of not knowing how to parallel park. We've got autocorrect fixing our spelling so we don't even try anymore. There's a voice in our pockets that gives us directions, and somehow that made the entire planet lose its sense of direction, literally and mentally. We're not improving, we're outsourcing our own brains. The scariest part is that all this convenience comes disguised as progress. It makes you feel smart. You can control your entire house from your phone. That sounds incredible until the Wi-Fi goes out, and suddenly you're a caveman standing in the dark, yelling at a piece of plastic that doesn't listen. We've built our lives around systems that collapse if one router blinks. That's not convenience, that's dependency dressed in shiny tech packaging. You know how people used to say, work smarter, not harder. We took that way too literally. Now we don't work at all. We just tap screens and wait for miracles. We've confused comfort with accomplishment. We think being able to order coffee without standing up is a sign of evolution. But all it did was remove the small moments that made life human. The wait, the talk, the effort. We made life so easy, we drained the soul out of it. Even kids are growing up in this bubble of instant everything. They don't know what it feels like to be bored. Boredom used to be where imagination was born. Now, boredom's a glitch we fix with a swipe. We've made a world where no one has to be uncomfortable for even a second, and you'd think that would make us happy, but all it's done is make us fragile. The second something takes effort, people lose it. We've got generations that panic when their phone dies like the world just ended. If your happiness depends on a charging cable, maybe you're not that evolved after all. It's funny because we built all this convenience to save time, but what did we do with that time? Nothing, absolutely nothing. We just filled it with more screens, more noise, more distractions. We used to say, I wish I had more time. Now we have it and we waste it scrolling. The things that were supposed to make us efficient just made us efficient at wasting our own lives. And this obsession with convenience isn't just about gadgets. It's in how we live. We want shortcuts for everything. We want six-pack abs without moving, love without vulnerability, success without struggle, happiness without growth. Technology taught us that every problem has a quick fix. So now we can't handle anything that doesn't come with a progress bar. We've been trained to expect effort, free solutions, and life doesn't work like that. You can't download fulfillment. You can't stream meaning. But try telling that to someone who thinks self-discovery is a TikTok trend. We've made convenience so powerful it's starting to control us. We can't even let a moment breathe without rushing it. You go to a restaurant and half the people are on their phones ordering something else online. We can't just sit, taste, exist. Everything has to be optimized, multitasked, minimized. We've built an entire culture on not being present. We don't even rest properly anymore. Even our relaxation has to be productive. Mindfulness apps remind us when to breathe, because apparently we need technology to teach us how to be human again. And it's not that convenience itself is evil, it's that we've forgotten the cost of it. Every time we make life easier, we trade a little bit of our capability. We give away a piece of our independence. You used to fix things when they broke. Now you just throw them away and buy a new one. We used to think, build, struggle, learn. Now we tap, wait, and complain. The less effort life demands, the less alive we feel living it. What's strange is that we keep chasing even more convenience, like we're trying to make life so easy we don't have to be conscious at all. That's where this is heading. Automation, AI, self-checkout, self-driving, self-cleaning. Everything does everything for us, and yet no one's getting happier, because deep down we need to do things. We need to create, fail, fix, struggle, build. That's where meaning hides, and technology can't automate meaning. We thought convenience would make us free, but it's just made us idle. We don't appreciate things anymore because nothing costs us effort. When everything's instant, nothing's precious. You can see it in how people treat relationships too. The moment it gets hard, they swipe away. No one wants to fix anything. They just replace it. That's the curse of convenience. It's turned patience into an inconvenience. We think we're evolving, but it feels more like we're slowly deleting parts of ourselves. The parts that learned, tried, failed, endured. The parts that gave life texture. We keep trying to make everything frictionless, but friction is what shapes us. It's what makes us grow, and maybe that's the biggest irony. Our tools have become so powerful they're stripping away the very things that made us human in the first place. Convenience gave us everything we asked for, but it took away everything we didn't realize we needed. And that's the deal we made. Comfort over character, speed over substance, ease over experience. We wanted life to be simpler, and it is, just emptier too. Social media was supposed to connect us, right? That was the whole pitch. A way to bring people together, to share, to communicate, to stay in touch. It sounded beautiful in theory, a digital world where everyone could belong. But what we actually built was the world's biggest high school cafeteria, and everyone's just trying to sit at the cool table. It's not connection anymore, it's performance. Everyone's got an audience now, and no one's really living their own life. They're just broadcasting it like a reality show that no one actually wants to watch but can't stop scrolling through. You scroll through your feed, and it's like walking through an infinite hallway of fake smiles and humble brags. People pretending everything's perfect while quietly falling apart behind the screen. Someone posts a photo with their partner, smiling on vacation, and you just know they were probably arguing 5 minutes before that picture was taken, but the filter makes it look like happiness, so everyone believes it. It's not about truth anymore, it's about optics. We've turned existence into a press release. We used to live our lives and talk about them later. Now we can't live a second without thinking about how to post it. You see a sunset, and instead of feeling it, you're like, wait, which angle will get the most likes? You go to a concert, and half the crowd is facing the wrong direction, filming themselves watching it. It's not about experiencing the moment. It's about proving you were there. We've become tourists in our own lives, collecting evidence of living instead of actually living. And what's crazy is how everyone's addicted to pretending they don't care. You know that fake humility, oh, I just randomly posted this picture of me looking amazing, or those captions that say, didn't even try, when they clearly took 70 photos and edited them for an hour. It's all a competition, but no one admits they're playing. Everyone's chasing validation, but calling it self-expression, and it's exhausting. Like we're all actors in this endless play where the script changes every day depending on what's trending. Social media took human insecurity and gave it steroids. Before all this, you compared yourself to your friends, your neighbors, maybe your coworkers. Now you're comparing your entire life to millions of strangers you'll never meet. People who only show you the best 1% of their lives. And even though you know it's fake, it still gets to you. Because your brain doesn't care about logic when it's drowning in pictures of perfection. You look at your own life, the messy, real, imperfect one, and suddenly it feels like failure. You're not failing, you're just scrolling through lies. We think we're sharing our lives, but what we're really doing is auditioning for approval. Every post is a little performance, a plea for recognition. We refresh, we check the likes, we measure our worth in hearts and comments, and the worst part is, we call it engagement, like it's something meaningful. But there's nothing meaningful about craving the approval of people who'd walk right past you in real life. We've traded real connection for constant evaluation, and the platforms know exactly what they're doing. They've turned validation into a business model. Every like, every comment, every view, it's a tiny hit of dopamine, just enough to keep you hooked. It's digital gambling, except the prize is a fleeting sense of being seen. They don't care about your happiness, they care about your attention. Because attention is money now. You're not the customer, you're the product. And yet we line up every day to sell ourselves for free. It's made people meaner too, the anonymity, the distance. It's like a shield that brings out the worst in us. People say things online they'd never say to someone's face. It's too easy to dehumanize when you're typing instead of talking. The internet gave everyone a voice, and somehow that made everyone louder but not wiser. We're all shouting into the void, hoping someone hears us, but no one's actually listening. It's just noise echoing off more noise. Even the way we talk has changed. Everything's condensed, filtered, performative. We don't have conversations anymore. We have comment sections. No depth, no patience, just instant reactions. And when everything is about how it looks or sounds online, honesty starts to feel dangerous. You can't be vulnerable when everyone's waiting to judge you, so people build digital versions of themselves that look perfect but feel hollow. We've become avatars of our own insecurities, and the weirdest part, we like it. We hate it, but we like it. It's addictive. You delete the app, swear you're done, and then 2 days later you're back, scrolling again, chasing that tiny hit of relevance. Because deep down, we all just want to be noticed, we want to matter, and for a moment when the notifications light up, it feels like we do, but then it fades and you're right back where you started, alone in a crowd of millions. We used to talk about community like it was something sacred. Now we measure it in followers. Friendship used to be about time, effort, understanding. Now it's about engagement rate. You don't even have to like someone to keep them around. You just don't want to unfollow because it might look bad. It's not relationships anymore, it's networking. The world's one giant popularity contest disguised as connection. It's scary how we're all aware of it and still play along. We joke about being addicted, we laugh about how toxic it is, but no one actually stops. Because the thought of disappearing from it, of being unseen feels worse than being miserable inside it. We've made visibility the new survival instinct. If no one's watching, we feel like we don't exist. That's how deep this thing goes, and yet, even in all that noise, people are lonelier than ever. You can have thousands of followers and still feel completely invisible because likes aren't love, comments aren't connection. Views aren't validation, they're numbers pretending to be emotions, and we've built an entire generation that's confusing the two. The irony is we created these platforms to make us feel less alone, and they ended up amplifying the loneliness. They made comparison constant, validation temporary, and attention addictive. We turned connection into competition, and now we're all just pretending to be fine together. Because the truth is, social media isn't really social anymore, it's just everyone talking to themselves, hoping someone's listening. You ever notice how attention has become the most valuable thing in the world? Not gold, not oil, not diamonds, just attention. Everyone's fighting for it, selling it, trading it, begging for it. It's the new currency, and we're all broke, because there's never enough to go around. Everyone wants to be seen, but no one's looking. We're trapped in this economy of distraction, where the richest people are the ones who can keep you staring at your screen the longest, and we just keep paying them with our time, our focus, our peace of mind. We used to value silence. We used to appreciate moments that were still. Now silence feels like something's wrong. If it's quiet, you reach for your phone. If there's a pause in a conversation, you check your notifications. We can't even wait at a red light without needing something to look at. We've conditioned ourselves to need constant stimulation, and the worst part is, we call it multitasking, like it's some kind of skill. But it's not. It's just our brains panicking at the thought of being alone with themselves. We tell ourselves we're in control of our attention, but we're not. There are entire teams of engineers whose full-time job is to figure out how to steal it. Every vibration, every ding, every red bubble with a number, it's all designed to make you stop whatever you're doing and check. You're not choosing to look, you're being summoned, and you go, every single time, like Pavlov's favorite pet. We've become trained responders to our own devices, and because everything's competing for attention, nothing feels sacred anymore. Every conversation, every moment, every feeling gets interrupted by something that doesn't matter. You're watching a sunset and your phone buzzes, you look, you can't help it. It could be an emergency, or it could be a meme. Either way, you're gone, the moment's gone, and that's what's crazy. Most of the time, the thing that steals our attention isn't even worth it. 99% of the time it's nonsense, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. We're addicted to being distracted. We used to have attention spans that could last hours. You'd read a book, watch a movie, sit and think. Now you can't even finish a 2-minute video without checking the comments to see if other people are still watching. We've been rewired. The platforms figured out that the shorter the content, the longer you'll stay. So they shrunk everything until our minds matched it. You scroll through 30-second clips all day and then wonder why real life feels slow. It's because it's not designed to entertain you every half a second. And you know what's even worse? We've started treating people like content too. Someone's talking to you and your brain starts drifting. You're there, but you're not. You're nodding, pretending to listen, but really, you're scrolling through invisible thoughts. We can't even give the people we care about our full attention anymore. That used to be the most valuable thing you could give someone. Your presence, now it's like emotional luxury. We've made distraction normal. It's not just that we can't focus. It's that we've lost the ability to choose what deserves our focus. The internet flattened everything. A tragedy, a dance video, a political scandal, a cat meme. They all live right next to each other on the same screen, fighting for the same space. There's no hierarchy of importance anymore. You scroll from heartbreak to nonsense without even realizing it. Our emotions don't have time to catch up. You can cry, laugh, and forget all within 60 seconds. Attention used to mean caring, now it just means noticing for a moment before moving on to the next thing. And somehow we're proud of it. We brag about how busy we are, how overstimulated our lives have become. Like being constantly distracted means we're doing something right, but all it really means is that we've forgotten how to live without noise. We wake up, grab the phone, and start the day by drowning our brains in content. We go to bed doing the same thing. We've turned every quiet space in life into a waiting room for the next notification. Even creativity has become a casualty of this attention war. You can't think deeply when your mind's being tugged every few seconds. Real ideas need stillness, they need boredom, they need space to breathe, but we don't give ourselves that anymore. We fill every gap, every pause, every empty moment with stimulation. We've become allergic to stillness. The second nothing's happening, we panic. We don't even realize that's the exact moment our mind is supposed to rest and grow, and that's the thing. This isn't just about being distracted, it's about being drained. Attention isn't infinite. Every time you give it away, you lose a piece of yourself. You lose energy, clarity, focus. We're all walking around exhausted, not because we're doing too much, but because we're paying attention to too many things that don't matter. We wonder why we feel anxious, why we can't sleep, why everything feels like too much. It's because our minds never shut off. They're being hijacked all day by things that aren't even real. We used to have boundaries, mental ones. You'd leave work and actually leave it. Now your job lives in your pocket. You'd see your friends in person, talk, and then go home. Now you're connected to everyone all the time. You're available, reachable, distractible every second of the day. There's no off switch anymore. Attention used to be something you gave intentionally. Now it's something constantly being taken, and we act like we don't have a choice, but we do. We could turn the notifications off. We could put the phone down, but we don't, because it feels wrong. It feels like missing out, like stepping away means disappearing. We're afraid to be unreachable, even for a little while. The world convinced us that if we're not constantly plugged in, we'll fall behind. But what are we even catching up to? Half the time, it's just other people pretending they're not as lost as we are. It's strange, isn't it? We invented all this technology to save time, and now we spend every saved second trying to fill the silence it left behind. We're surrounded by more information than ever, but we can't focus long enough to turn it into understanding. We're more connected than ever, but too distracted to connect deeply with anyone. And the cruelest part is that the more attention we give away, the more invisible we feel. Because that's the truth hiding underneath all of this. We're not addicted to our phones, we're addicted to feeling seen. Every ping, every alert, every view, it's a little reminder that we exist, that someone noticed. That we matter even for a second, but it fades, and then we need it again. It's an endless loop, a cycle of craving validation that never satisfies, and it's killing the part of us that used to just be content existing quietly. We think attention is harmless, but it's not. It's the most limited resource we have. Where it goes, our life goes. And if we keep scattering it across every shiny distraction that asks for it, we'll look up one day and realize we gave everything away to things that never cared about us at all. And that's when it hits you. Attention is life. And we've been giving ours away, one notification at a time.